So I'll come back from Italy and then I'll talk to the you never know.
True.
What's more than one single thing. Other than that, you're right. Hot tourist destination. Genghis Khan, ancestor.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Beit Mishpacha. Welcome to Mizmor Shabbat, where we will fill this room with singing and with music and joy for Shabbat. We are celebrating Simchat Shabbat this evening. So anyone who has a Simcha, a birthday, an anniversary, another reason to celebrate, we are celebrating with you this Shabbat, whether you're here in the room or joining us via Zoom. And this is also our friends and family Shabbat. So welcome for all of those things, and for Shabbat itself, which is a celebration, just as it is. We are so glad to be able to be together and to celebrate Shabbat together. Let's turn to page 6 in our Siddur. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who are in need of love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. But may the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. Yet may it be no stumbling block to young or uncertain feet. May we make this synagogue for all who enter the doorway to an enriched and more meaningful life. Because this is Friends and Family Shabbat, we might have a few people who have not been to Vegas before, who haven't been in a while. And so I want to give you a moment to find someone around the room who perhaps you don't know that well, and wish them a Shabbat Shalom, a nice greeting, and then we will come back together after a minute or so with song.
Hi. Very nice.
Yes.
Parents are well. I got more compliments.
You're right. Absolutely. I know.
I'm Leon. Shabbat Shalom. Peace. Nice to meet you. Shabbat Shalom. Jonah. Good to meet you.
La Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharei, Malachei Elyon. V'melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon. V'melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuli leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. V'melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. V'melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And with those words, we welcome and greet the angels that we imagine accompany us on Shabbat. We greet them with peace. We send them on their way in peace as a way of greeting Shabbat and also greeting one another. We continue our welcoming of Shabbat by lighting our Shabbat candles, the blessing for which is on page 16. And I'd like to invite Nat and Keith up as two of those who are enjoying a simcha this month.
Rucha HaShechina, Eloheinu Ruach HaOlam, שקידשנו במצוותיה וציוותנו להדליק נר של שבת.
Tonight, we'll sing our way through the Psalms and drum as well. So starting on page 26 with the Huna Ranana, sing out with joy to God.
Huna Ranana l'Adonai, Naria Litzo Yishem. Huna Ranana l'Adonai, Naria Litzo Yishem. Nikama Panate Toda, Isnero Narielo. Nikama Panate Toda, Isnero Narielo. El Gadol Adonai, Umelech Gadol Al Kol Elohim. El Gadol Adonai, Umelech Gadol Al Kol Elohim. Huna Ranana l'Adonai, Naria Litzo Yishem. Huna Ranana l'Adonai, Naria Litzo Yishem.
you to sing as one and bless the one, source of all that is. Psalm 29 on page 36.
Mizmor David, Abur Adonai V'Nevi, Abur Adonai, Kavod Ba'oy, Abur Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Abur Adonai,
We are now ready to welcome Shabbat with the Chadodi. If you look at the bottom of page 41, they say that the Kabbalists in Shabbat in the 16th century would go out to the hills and watch the sun set as they danced. And they recited or sang the Chadodi. So keep that image in your mind as we sing through verses or chant verses 1, 5, and 9 together. When we get to verse 9, we will rise in body or spirit and turn to welcome Shabbat's divine presence. You may be seated, and we conclude Kabbalat Shabbat with Psalm 93 on page 42.
Adonai malach lavesh Adonai odi dazar afikam evavadino nachon kischameya yolamata nasunero adamai nasunero kolam isodero dochiam isodero dochiam Nikolot Maim Rabbi Madiri Misreina Adir Bamro Adonai Adir Bamro Adonai Eidotecha Nemnu Meyor Ve'chana b'godel, nai leorech yamim. Nai, 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 nai,
You just sang about the power of some natural elements, that acknowledging that there is a being or a force, an existence that is more eternal than these great forces that we can see around us, more powerful and worthy of our attention, worthy of our prayer. And still, even with all that power, also in embracing presence. And so we turn our attention to that eternal presence of the Holy One with Baruch Hu, with our call to worship, claiming God's rule now and forever. I invite you to rise as you are able.
Baruch et Adonai Amorach. Baruch Adonai Amorach Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Let's read on page 51. As the sun sinks and the colors of the day turn, we offer a blessing for the twilight. For twilight is neither day nor night, but in between. We are all twilight people. We can never be fully labeled or defined. We are many identities and loves, many genders and none. We are in between roles at the intersection of histories, or between place and place. We are crisscross paths of memory and destination, streaks of light swirled together. We are neither day nor night. We are both, neither and all. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, and widen our vision. May this in-between light illuminate our way to the God who transcends all categories and definitions. May the in-between people who have come to pray be lifted up into this twilight. We cannot always define. We can always say a blessing. Blessed are you, God all, who brings on the twilight.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המארי ורבי.
Page 54.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אתה, תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו משופנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, באורך ימינו, ובהם נגן יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. יברכך תעשה ממני לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, ושרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Page 65. As we recite these words from Torah, let us remember that we are free. Let us wear our freedom with pride. Let us wear all our identities in our wholeness with pride. As human beings and as Jews, as lesbians and as gay men, as bisexuals and as trans folks, as genderqueer people and as straight people, as women and as men, as parents and as children, as family and as friends. As we rejoice in Shabbat, let us sing a proud new song and work for the day when all people will walk the earth in freedom and with pride. Middle of page 66.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
I don't know about you, but I have started my Pesach shopping and preparation. It is coming soon.
Too soon.
And just soon enough. And so it is certainly on my mind, the themes of this holy day that is upcoming, of freedom, of what it means to be in a world redeemed and also still waiting for redemption. And so we sing a prayer, perhaps of hope, of looking forward to that actual redemption, that freedom, that perhaps our people experienced long ago, and we have experienced too, but we are still working towards for ourselves and for the world. Page 74 for me, come on.
מי כמוך, מי כמוך, מי כמוך, מי כמוך, מי כמוך, מי כמוך באלים אדוני. מי כמוך, מי כמוך, מי כמוך, מי כמוך, מי כמוך.
Page 82 for Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לתורותם ברית עולם. בני ובני ישראל אותי לעולם. מששת ימים עשה אדוני השמיים בארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי.
Before we begin the Amida, it's traditional to take 3 steps backwards, withdrawing one's attention from the material world, and then take 3 steps forward to approach God's presence. The silent Amida on Friday nights provides us a time to connect with God in the most meaningful way for us, whether it's by reading the prayers on the page or meditating on the thoughts in our hearts. Please rise in your seat or in your heart as we begin on page 88 and continue through page 106. Please be seated when you're done.
Oh, say shalom, Nikoma. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Eya Kol Yisrael. Eya Kol Yoshvei Derech. Emru Say Shalom B'Kama. Say Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Derech. Emru Oh, say Shalom B'Kama. Oh, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Derech. Emru. Amen.
As we turn to page 121, we are turning our thoughts to those who are ill and hopefully sharing a little bit of the joy that we've had tonight welcoming Shabbat with them. So as those of you on Zoom, please type in any names for Mindy to read that you would like to add for Refuah Shlema, and we will read responsively on page 121. Shema Kolenu. Hear our voices. In this our prayer for your healing. Heal our bodies.
Help us to respect His gifts.
Heal our spirits.
Help us to understand their power for good.
Heal our emotions.
Help us to express them in creative ways.
Heal our relationships.
Help us to grow closer to each other.
Heal our communities.
Help us to care for those who have no place to go.
Heal our suffering.
Help us to know your presence.
Look with compassion on this gathering of your people and let your love transform our lives. May anger give way to peace, despair give way to hope, and sorrow to joy. Protect those who are healthy and calm those who are afraid. Give courage to those who suffer and comfort those who are dying. May the one who blessed our ancestors grant continued strength to all those for whom each day challenges mind, body, or spirit. And we wish a refuah shlema, a speedy healing, to all who are ill or suffering, including the following: Georgia Korn, Catherine Tarabokia, Morris Umansky, Paula Morris, Sheila Goldberg, aunt of Erica Glocker, Carrie Alivi, friend of Deb and Paula, Lynn Gelzer, friend of Barbara and Nancy, Noel Elliott, husband of Joanna, Stacy Carpendon, friend of Barbara Lewis, Peter Buhara, grandfather of Chris, Cinnamon Snipes, daughter of Barbara and Lysandra, Dr. Joseph Cullen, friend and colleague of Mark L., Lily Weinraub, niece of Erica, Michael Strauss, cousin of James Raddick, and Stu Barrelson, father of Joel. Anyone in the room care to share a name? Carl Stockton.
Justin Evans.
Mindy, do we have anyone in the chat?
We do. John Willen, Stephen Adelberg, Mindy Steiner, Sue Wagner, Maureen Bray, Bob Enston, Lori Wise, Maurice Mizrahi, Reuven Ben-Zeev, Mallory McDonough, Leah James, and Marilyn Zen.
We wish our Fuah Shleiman to everyone.
This week's Parsha, Tazria, is regularly paired with the one that is upcoming, which is Betzorah. And this pair of Parshiot, of Torah portions, is one that, as a bar mitzvah student, you never want to get. Because it has elements of the sexist patriarchy, it has vivid descriptions of scaly skin conditions that can also be on garments and on buildings. It has to do with bodily discharges. Not something that a 13-year-old wants to get up on the Bima and talk about in front of their friends and family members. But if we zoom out a little bit, we can stomach some of the uncomfortable stuff that we find in these Torah portions. We find a picture that is painted by these two Torah portions, and together they give us three categories of individuals who are, in the ancient world, considered to be impure, and therefore they must be separated from the rest of the community. The three categories are a woman who gives birth, the one who has a skin condition, and one with bodily discharges. Those are the three groups of people that are removed from the community for a period of time to maintain the ritual purity of the community. So why are they removed from everyone else? This is really about creating and maintaining a holy community in which God's presence can dwell. Leviticus, the book, is all about how to live in a camp, in a congregation, in a community that must remain kadosh. It has to maintain the status of holiness. It's a community in which they have to be extremely careful because of God's closeness. They have spent the end of the book of Exodus designing and building the Mishkan, which would become the dwelling place for God within the camp, sort of a proto-temple. And now they have the Mishkan, they've ordained the priests, everything is in place, and there are these new rules that they're being told they need to abide by in order to be careful with God's presence so near and within the camp. And so the question they really ask through all of this stuff that we have to wade through is, how do we live in a way that keeps God dwelling among this community? Now, the answers that the Israelites came up with are not the same answers that we use in our communities today. But the question is the same. While the answers depend on time and place, the question is eternal. How do we make this community worthy of God's presence? The answers don't just come from the Torah, they come from rabbinic literature as well. In this rabbinic literature, including in the Talmud, we find that community can become worthy of God's presence through study and through prayer. Brachot 6a says, the Shekhinah, God's dwelling presence, is with 10 who pray together, with a minyan. is with three who sit in judgment together on a date in on the rabbinic court. Or in Chavruta, with two who study together. That's where the Shekhinah can be present. Is the Shekhinah with the one person who is outside of the community for the sake of the community? The Talmud continues to say that God is with even one person who studies Torah. She'afilu echad sheyoshev ve'osek b'Torah Shekhinah imo. The Shekhinah is with him. The Shekhinah is with him. We do, however, get a model from the Parsha itself. It says, V'yatzaha kohen el michutz lamachaneh. The kohen, the priest, one of Aaron or one of his sons, in this case, they go outside of the camp and they go and visit the person who has been removed. In this verse, they are visiting the person who is stricken with this scaly affliction. The Kohen, the priest, looks, and behold, the person who was stricken with sarat, with this scaly condition, has been healed from this affliction. So although this person is outside of the community and is considered impure, the Kohen approaches them. When someone is marginalized, when someone is outside of the congregation, it is the community's job to send an emissary, to reach out, to check in. It's the job of the community to bring God's presence to those who are on the margins, and to do so by interacting with this person, by meeting them where they are, which is, in this case, outside of the community. Throughout this entire process, one never forgets the purpose of the community, which is to encounter God, to remain holy. This is why they exist. And they take measures to make sure that they will continue to exist in this way. They continually ask themselves the question, how do we live in a way that keeps God dwelling amongst this community? And this is a question that should drive our community as well. One that we should continuously ask, so that we might renew our answers and our commitments on a regular basis. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is Simchat Shabbat. I hope you're feeling the simcha, the joy of Shabbat. And if you are acknowledging, celebrating a simcha in the month of April, I invite you to come in front of our bima to share what it is you're celebrating, to so that we might celebrate a little bit publicly with you. So birthdays, anniversaries, healings, sobriety chips, what have you. Let's come up with some good reasons to celebrate and rejoice. So let's share who you are, share what it is you're celebrating, and if you'd like to share the date of that celebration, past, present, or future, and if you'd like to share any numbers, you're certainly welcome to do that as well.
Okay, I'm Keith Cullen, and I'm celebrating my 79th birthday on April 10th.
You belated 2 days ago.
Yeah, just 2 days ago.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel Deutsch, and I'm celebrating a benign outcome to a scary biopsy. I'm Jeffrey Burka. I will be 55 on the 24th, and this is my Torah portion.
Well, happy anniversary of your bar mitzvah as well.
Rachel Wolkowitz, and yesterday was my birthday.
Okay. And imagine an almost 4-year-old standing right here because I'm celebrating my daughter Avital's birthday which will be on Sunday, April
Oh,
14th. So she'll be 4 years old, as she was very happy to tell you. Tell me. So, to all of you, to us who are celebrating this day, thank you for celebrating in this community and with us, and for giving us even more reason to rejoice and be happy. And may this month be one of increased joy for you, and one where you get to spread that joy to those you come in contact with. We hope that it is a month and leading to many more months of blessing and all good things for you and for those you love. Mazel tov to all of you.
Thank you. Mazel tov, mazel tov, sing the tov, sing the tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, sing the tov, sing the tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, sing the
Please rise as you are able for a leading the Shabbat on page 128.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon ha'kol ha'teinu la'yotzer reishit shelo asanu givei haratzon velo samanu k'mishpacha ba'alama shelo samta b'kinu gaem v'gor aleinu kechol amonam אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
On page 140, at the top of the page, this reflection for Mourner's Kaddish. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to seek and a time to lose. Now is the time we remember those who gave meaning to our lives. Now is the time we remember the bonds that united us, the love that we shared, and the memories that remain with us still. As we did for Misha Berach, we'll read through our congregational list for Mourner's Kaddish. And if you're joining us on Zoom, I invite you to type any additional names into the chat so that they might be read aloud. And those here in the room, if you're in a period of mourning or observing a yahrzeit, you'll have a chance to add any names as well. We remember those whose yahrzeits, the anniversaries of their death, are observed by our members in the coming week. Seymour Bachman, father of David Bachman. Ronnie Nath, friend of Louis Flame. Sean Sebastian, nephew of Denise Lynch. Rumi Burnett, mentor and friend of Elka Martin. David Magid, uncle of Carl Spatz. Bessie Shapiro, aunt of Arthur Liebman. Doris Ward, sister of Deborah Floyd. Abe Goldberg, father of Gerald Goldberg. Alfred Solomon, brother-in-law of Eva Freund and Elka Martin. Shirley Vortz, grandmother of Paula Morris and Ronnie Carabellis. Elsie Freund, mother of Eva Freund and mother-in-law of Elka Martin. Donna Floyd, cousin of Deborah Floyd. Zikronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. For those names we add. Any names in the chat?
Chris Whitman, a friend of Barry Friedman.
If you are in a period of mourning or observing a yard site, I invite you to rise as you are able, as the congregation turns to page 141 to recite these words of comfort to you. Hamakom yinachem etchem b'tov sha'ar avilei Zion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you among all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. It is your custom to rise along with those in mourning. I invite you to do so at this time as we turn to page 142 for Kaddish Tov. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Amen. Ne'alma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayakon v'yomechon v'chayed v'chol Beit Yisrael. V'agalau b'zman kariv imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei v'kedusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran v'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom v'romav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May you find peace and comfort in this community and on this Shabbat. You may be seated. We'll conclude our service on page 148 of Adon Olam.
Adon Olam, Hashem Allah, B'terem Gol, Yitzir Nira, Ein Nasan, V'chetzo Kol, Hazai Melech, Shemo Nikra, Yacharei, Yichlod HaKol, Levado, Yimlok Nora, U'Elya, Ve'Ovei, Ve'Uyeh, V'Tivara. Adon Olam Hashem Allah B'terem Kol Yitzini Ve'et Nasa V'chetzo Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Ve'acharei Yichlod HaKol Levado Yimlok Nora Ve'U'Haya Ve'Uyeh V'Tivara. Adon Olam Hashem Allah B'terem Kol Yitzini Ve'et Nasa V'chetzo Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Ve'acharei Yichlod HaKol Levado Yimlok Nora Ve'U'Haya U'echad le'et sheni am shelo le'achmira Pireshit ve'litachlit ve'lo ha'oz ve'lo nidra U'eli Chai Goali Surcheli Ve'ezara Unisi Manosli Enakosi Ve'yom Ekra Ve'yado Afkiruchi Ati, Adonai li, Adonai li, Meloira. Adon olam Hashem alach b'terem kol yitzeni, ve'ein nasa v'chetzo kol hazan ha'yashemo nikra, yacharei kito hakol levado yimloch v'yadehu omer. Adon olam Hashem alach b'terem kol yitzeni, ve'ein nasa v'chetzo kol hazan ha'yashemo nikra, yacharei kito hakol levado yimloch v'yadehu omer.
I'd like to invite Josh Maxey to share a few brief announcements on behalf of our board of directors.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, let's try that again. It's Simchat Shabbat. We're celebrating friends and family Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wonderful. On behalf of the board of directors, our president, Deb Hyman, I would like to welcome you all joining us here tonight in person or through our live stream. We are so deeply delighted that all of you are here with us this evening. We hold Shabbat services every Friday night at 8 p.m. and on the second and fourth Saturdays of each month at 10 a.m. Our Shabbat morning services includes a shortened Torah reading and a lively discussion on the week's Torah portion, followed by a Kiddush lunch. Tomorrow, after services, Rabbi Jake will teach a class titled Creating a Values-Based Jewish Food Ethic. We thank our service leaders tonight, Rabbi Jake, thank you, Rabbi Ben, thank you, Rachel, thank you, and Erica on the drums, thank you. We also would like to thank our ONEX sponsors for this week, Michelle Munson, Keith Cohen, and Nat Deutsch. We invite you to consider sponsoring a Friday night ONEG or a Saturday Kiddush lunch. To reserve a date, you can either email me at executivedirector@baitnish.org or email our membership director, Mindy Gasselter, at membershipdirector@baitnish.org. We have a few programs coming up, but we just wanted to highlight some that are next month in May. On the Sunday, May 5th, beginning at 10 a.m., we will be holding a panel discussion and a resource fair on aging. They'll be right here at the JCC. RSVP is required. You can find that on our website. Also, please save the date for our 2024 Shabbaton, which will take place May 10th through the 11th. The Shabbaton will kick off with a congregational dinner. And that also will require an RSVP. Please email Mindy. Our scholar in residence for the Shabbaton will be Rabbi Ariel Tovlev, who will be teaching on queer and trans theology. For more information about our upcoming programs and events, please visit our website, baitnish.org, or follow us on all of our social media pages. Also sign up for our weekly email blast and our monthly newsletter as well. And if this is your first time at Beit Mish, please introduce yourselves at the end of the service during our ONEG. Once again, Shabbat Shalom and welcome to all.
We will join together in the back of the room for Kiddush. So you have a moment if you'd like to return your siddur to the cart, and then we'll see you in the back of the room.
Okay. Right.
There's both wine and juice. These two larger ones.
Naturally.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, you know what? I think I saw it. Yeah.
We like the words to the kiddush, they're on these beautiful laminated sheets. That was always the big surprise. For the kiddush, whatever.
Wow, what a beautiful guy.
I know, what a beautiful shade of. I know. I thought that was really
That's all.
Daniel, I saw you go. I saw you now. I will try my best to respect.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei beri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu, v'shabbat kodsho v'yamanu b'ratzon l'ilanu. Zikaron le'maseh bereshit, ki hu yom tefillah u'nikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki banu ha'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, imol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon, yichaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. L'chaim.
Next level.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We've
Shabbat
got
shalom.
one more to do before we wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom, which is Hamotzi. Please join with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Now please unmute, greet, Nash.